Planes are packed with hidden details. Most people never notice, even after dozens of flights. Some are just ingenious engineering, but a few could mean the difference between a normal trip and a real emergency. Airlines rarely mention these features in your safety briefing, but you'll be glad to know them. Like why a simple painted circle on an engine keeps people safe. Or how a tiny hook on the wing could help save lives if things go wrong. Here are 13 airplane secrets you'll wish someone told you years ago. On many flights, you might be sitting near someone whose job is to keep the flight secure, and you'd never guess. Air marshals blend in with other passengers, typically choosing aisle seats close to the cockpit. They board quietly, travel light, and stay alert. They don't reveal themselves unless absolutely necessary, and calling attention to them can compromise everyone's safety. If you spot someone who seems unusually observant, just let them do their job. Those yellow oxygen masks that drop during emergencies aren't connected to big oxygen tanks. Instead, they use chemical oxygen generators, small units that create oxygen through a controlled reaction, almost like a science experiment in the ceiling panels. That's why you get around 15 minutes of air, enough time for the plane to reach a safe altitude. Not every jet is fresh off the assembly line. Some commercial planes have been flying since the 1980s or even earlier. Curious about your plane's history? Look for the registration number on the fuselage or near the boarding door, then check it online to see its age and history. You might be surprised by how many journeys it's made. The famous black box is actually bright orange, so it's easier to spot after an accident. There are two separate recorders, one for flight data, the other for cockpit sounds. Each box is built to survive explosions, fire, and ocean depths, and sends a locator signal for weeks after a crash. See those metal loops above the wings? On some planes, they're not for looks. In an emergency landing on water, ropes are attached to these hooks to help guide passengers safely off the wing and toward rescue rafts, so you don't slip into the water. Look closely at the engine's nose cone, and you might spot a painted spiral. When the engine is spinning, this swirl turns into a warning sign for ground crew: stay clear, the engine is active and can be dangerous. It's a simple, life-saving visual. Planes have horns, just not for communicating with other planes. On the ground, the horn is used to get the attention of maintenance staff or signal other crew members. It's loud, short, and you'll only hear it during pre-flight checks or servicing. Ever see those subtle grooves above your head, near the luggage bins? They're secret handholds for flight attendants, letting them walk safely down the aisle during turbulence without falling into passengers' laps. Some seats have hidden bonuses. On certain jets, the wall curves outward, making window seats roomier. Many aisle seats have a release button under the armrest for extra space. And some aircraft quietly make the middle seat just a hair wider, rewarding those brave enough to sit there. Modern planes like the Boeing 787 use Smart LED lighting systems that slowly change color and brightness to mimic sunrise or sunset. This helps reset your body clock, so jet lag isn't as bad after a long flight. Massive cargo planes like the Boeing 747-8F or Antonov An 124 are built to haul everything from helicopters to factory machinery. Their noses or tails open up, letting crews load cargo that won't fit through normal doors. Landing gear tires hit the ground at over 150 miles per hour and are inflated to pressures much higher than car tires. They're made of special rubber that dissipates static electricity, and there's always more than one tire to spread out the weight and reduce stress. Some engineers have dreamt up cabins that could detach and float down on parachutes during a disaster. It's never been put into commercial use, too complex and expensive, but it shows how far designers will go to make flying safer. Air travel is more advanced than ever, but most passengers still miss the simple tricks that make flights smoother. Whether you're a newbie or a frequent flyer, here are 7 travel tips you'll wish you tried sooner. First, window seats are colder than you'd expect. At cruise altitude, outside air can drop below -60 degrees Celsius. The chill seeps in through the plane's walls, making those seats extra brisk. If you love the view, bring a sweater or ask for a blanket, even in summer. Next, think twice before ordering hot drinks like coffee or tea. The water comes from onboard tanks that aren't always cleaned as often as you'd hope. Some flight attendants stick to bottled water or canned drinks, and that's a good tip for you, too. The dirtiest places on the plane? Surprisingly, it's not the bathroom. Tray tables and seatback pockets are full of crumbs, trash, and germs. Some people use them for everything from storing dirty tissues to changing diapers. Wipe them down, and keep snacks in a container. Flying early in the morning is your best bet for fewer delays and less turbulence. Weather is usually calmer, and daily flight delays haven't had time to pile up. Book the first flight out for a smoother trip. Service can be better in the back of the plane. Flight attendants often have a bit more flexibility to offer blankets, snacks, or extra drinks discreetly to back row passengers. You'll exit later, but you might get VIP treatment in the air. If you use an inflatable neck pillow, don't fill it completely. The cabin pressure changes at altitude, and overinflating can make it tight and uncomfortable. Leave it a bit soft for comfort and safety. Don't settle for the standard meal. Request a special meal, vegetarian, vegan, halal, gluten-free, even fruit plates, when you book your ticket. They're often fresher, tastier, and served before the regular options. Shorts might seem convenient, but airplane seats aren't cleaned as thoroughly as you'd hope. Wear pants or joggers for a cleaner and warmer trip. When flying internationally, bring a pen. You'll need it for customs, paperwork, and borrowing from someone else at midnight is a hassle. Hate turbulence? Book a seat over the wing. The plane is most stable here, and you'll feel fewer bumps than at the front or back. Before you head to the airport, Download your airline's app. It's the fastest way to get updates on delays, gate changes, and boarding info. Some apps even let you rebook instantly. Bring an empty water bottle through security and fill it up at a water station near your gate. It's free, green, and keeps you hydrated. Don't rely on airport outlets. Bring a charged power bank so your phone is ready for boarding passes, maps, and rides. For better prices, search for flights in incognito mode or clear your browser. Cookies. Some booking sites raise prices if they spot repeat searches. Before you pick your seat, check a site like Seat Guru. It'll show you which seats have extra legroom, which ones don't recline, and which are closest to the restrooms. A few minutes of research can make hours of flying way more comfortable.